Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. Today's exciting episode is me making 3 more jackets. There's only 2 here. Oh, the suspense. What will the third one look like? I think I've already done a short of the blue one, and I take the second half of that dating quiz from the 1950s.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So last episode I made 2 wearable mock-ups. One was of the Butterick B5529 and the other one was the Simplicity S9124, and I hadn't finished doing the stitching, the top stitching around the edges of it, so you couldn't see what the final ones look like. So here they are. They're very pretty. The baggier one is the Simplicity, the one on the right, and the aqua one is the Butterick one. And yeah, I like them both, but I actually like the mauve and the aqua side. I'll turn them in the other way in a second. And this is them from the back. I really like the cropped one, but I don't like the collar so much. I mean, I don't know. Every second time I look at it, I like the collar and then I don't. But I really like the shape of the bigger jacket that's not quite so cropped, this one here. And I think turning back the front of the jacket makes it look like lapels or something. Not lapels, because the lapels will be at the top of the front, but you know what I mean. It looks nice, and I think you could either just put a brooch in the bottom of each to give it a little weight so it hangs nicely, or you could just put a couple of stitches in, like depending on which side you wanted it to be turned out to. And here we go, we've got the mauve and the aqua one, and again I personally prefer it with the neck band folded back so it looks like lapel sort of things rather than a neck band. And yeah, I just think it looks really cute that way. But I also decided that, so now again I'm sort of showing it, a lot of people ask to see it from the side and the back, and I totally understand it. I love the way you can see inside the sleeves with these slightly flared sleeves, because the jackets I normally make are either tapered or they're straight arm, and I love these flared ones. I mean, it's not the most practical. If it's cool, then the wind rushes up there and you have to have something warm, you know, a woolen knit on underneath. But I don't know, I really like them. I think they're cute. I don't have, like all my other jackets, like I've got 100 fitted Chanel style jackets, 100 plus. But I think a few sort of lighter spring, summer, autumn ones would be good. So yeah. So the one on the left is the original one I did, and now I've decided that I'm going to do another one that's got slightly, like I'm not doing the neck band, but also it's slightly, I just shaved a little bit off the front of the center front so that it fits me better. I just basically made it smaller, and so it doesn't overlap as much as the original mauve and aqua one. So I decided I like that, and so again it's going to be a reversible one. So I pin them together and I'm going to bag line them, and you just machine sew around the whole thing. And because the sleeves are flared, you just pull the whole jacket through the sleeve and then turn it in, and then just like use a ruler or the tip of your scissors to make the corners sit properly. And of course you cut the corners and clip the curves and everything, and then I just pin the 2 layers together. And now I'm going to hand do the top stitching, and this is me just showing you what it looks like once I've done machine sewed the whole thing together. Now all I have to do is the hand stitching. I don't actually get around to it, but I think it's really cute. So the greyish, slightly more greyish blue side is the Liberty of London print, and that's like a quilting cotton weight one, and I really like it. It's very sweet, but it's got yellow flowers in it, so I was wondering maybe should I have done the Liberty of London blue print with the tiny yellow flowers, and then on the other side maybe a yellow print. you know, something more contrasting than the two different blues. So I don't know. I still think it's very cute though. And you can see like from the very top of the front right down to the bottom, it's the whole thing is a bit less, and this is the vintage one. I love this fabric. So I've used about half of it for this jacket, and the other half is going to go in a dress, and it's just the skirt of this dress is going to be like a layer cake dress. So I think that will be beautiful. I don't like the cuffs turned up on this side. I think it looks really pretty, just plain. But the other side, I kind of do like the cuffs turned up. So yeah, it's such a pretty fabric. And having the other fabric behind it just sort of, because this one is a cotton voile, and it looks beautiful and floaty, like it'd be perfect for a dress, but having the sort of weightier cotton behind it makes it look better as a jacket in my opinion, and it just looks so vintage. I love it. And then I did another one, and you can see the bottom of this one is rounded. So afterwards, once I've actually finished there's three, so I've shown you two that I've done, there's another one. And after I've made them, I show you the actual patterns and how I changed them. I literally just drew a line, like folded it and cut the pieces. So it's pretty simple to alter. So yeah, and I got the idea from this one here, which is actually the other one. But yeah, I just rounded out the bottom, and I love, because this one is more cropped. The Butterick pattern is more cropped, and this is me showing you the reversible side. It's a 1940s looking or 1980s looking print, but this one, I just think it's so pretty. It's sort of a heavy cotton, but it's a little bit drapey too, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love the colours. It looks like vintage wallpaper to me. So I've used about half of this fabric, and I've got another half. So I think I might do, you know, with my Kandinsky jacket, I might do beading over the top of it for that. And this is the third jacket. So this is from the other pattern. As you can see on the left, there is the original one. And I wanted one that I don't have to fold back and make a sort of faux lapel. So I sort of just folded the front center of the front piece back a bit, and then I cut my two pieces there. And so I machine sewed them together. I didn't show you me pinning them together. And so these are the finished jackets, but I obviously still haven't done any of the hand sewing. So yeah, I love this one. It is so pretty. This is the Simplicity one with the, so it's front piece, back piece, and sleeve piece as well. So if you're just starting sewing, I'd say the Butterick one is easier because it's just front piece, back piece. But I like both of them. And you can do a longer one. I just went with the cropped one because I'm short-waisted, meaning my legs look relatively long and my torso looks relatively short. But so a cropped jacket always makes me look more average, evens me out, and I don't look like a manga character. So yeah, but I really love this one. I think I'd probably wear it to like the theatre or something. I think it's beautiful. I don't love the turned up sleeves, but I do love that you can see the galaxy print when you sort of just catch a glimpse of it in the sleeve every now and again. I do love that. So I'm glad I did it reverse, like two-sided. But I will probably almost always wear it with this side out because it's so pretty. But yeah, I like, they're both very different, but I like both of them. And I do think both of them would work well with patch pockets on the front. I think it'd be really, it would just give it a little bit more weight. So I think the next time I make this Simplicity pattern, I might make it out of tweed, but I think I really want to do an all-over beaded jacket because I've always wanted to do an all-over beaded jacket. I mean, I did the orange one, but yeah, I think I want to do like maybe a black one or something that I could wear like to the theatre or whatever. I don't know. Just something that looks like that's totally bling but doesn't look totally bling, if you know what I mean. And this is the Galaxy side. I think it's a good dress fabric. I don't think it's the greatest. I mean, it's cute, but it's not the kind of, I don't know. I do like the occasional cutesy thing, but I don't know. The other side is just so beautiful. And I love that you can see the Galaxy in the sleeves, but I think I'll probably wear it the other way around most of the time, as I said. But I thought I'd show it to you anyway. It is a pretty fabric, but it's, yeah, I definitely prefer it the other way. Whereas this sort of floral beigey golden coloured one, I like both sides of that one, definitely. So next time I make this one, well, actually, I've got sequin fabric. Ooh, that would be a good weight for such a small, relatively small jacket. And then I could embellish over the top of that. Maybe. So yeah, something, one of my jacket fabrics I'll use because I've just been using cotton. But now that I've got the shape right that I like, I think I will do that. Yes, it's very nice. So this is me just showing you, so that's the pattern and this is the progress. So the one on the left is the original one. The one on the right, the blue one, is the second one that I did. I think next time I do this, I won't make it quite so thin at the top and I'll make it a little thinner at the bottom because it's still crossing over a little bit, which I don't like. And the middle one is just perfect. That's the baby bear one. It's very pretty. And I definitely want to make one like that, but maybe in black tweed or black with beads or something. I think I want to make both pattern styles. This one, the cropped one, I think will work better in a really heavily beaded one because, I mean, it's kind of baggy, but if it's cropped, you can see that you actually have a waist, so it won't sort of look like a big sack. So that's why I like the cropped ones better. I don't think the turned up cuffs look good on this one. I mean, if I'm wearing it during the day with jeans and a t-shirt, then if it's for day wear, then yes, maybe turn the cuffs up. But it just looks so pretty with the cuffs down. And, you know, you just sort of catch a glimpse of the alternate floral fabric as in the sleeves. I think that's really pretty. And I've got a green dress. It's a pine green dress that I made not last December, but the one before. And I just think it's kind of a little bit vintagey, but it's plain green. And I think it would look absolutely gorgeous under that cropped jacket. It's sort of a bolero, but it's a little bit longer than a bolero. So yeah, that fabric is absolutely gorgeous. But I also like the blue daisy one. They're both so completely vintage. One is very 1930s, 1940s, the one on the left, and the blue daisy one is very 1950s, 1960s. They are so cute. Absolutely adorable. I like the one on the left, but I probably won't wear it so much. Just because it looks, I don't know. The other ones are just so much nicer. I know if I keep them in the same like in the wardrobe together, I will only ever get these two out because they're just so much cuter than the other one in my opinion. And this is the second side of the vintage wallpaper one, and oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. It looks so 1940s, like, well, I think it was like a 1980s one, but yeah, 1980s was heavily influenced by the 1940s fashions. So yeah, and again, I'm not thrilled with the turned up cuffs. I mean, I would probably wear it that way sometimes, I guess, but they just look so pretty, just the one pattern and then the occasional glimpse. Oh, and this is me showing you how I changed the two sides. So with this one here, this has 3 parts. I didn't do anything to the sleeve. I kept that as it was. Didn't do anything to the back. And this is the center front. See, I literally just turned it so that, yeah. So, and then I cut it just a little bit shorter so that I didn't have to turn the actual jacket back. And well, with the back piece, instead of cutting 2 and then sewing together in the center back, I just measured the seam allowance, turned that back and cut it on the fold. And this is the second jacket, and I've put my second piece underneath. So the mauve and aqua one is the first one, then this is the second one, the daisy one that I made. The daisy, I've actually put the pattern piece underneath so you can see it, but I just traced a line and then drew the second pattern. So it's a little bit thinner at the top. I think I'll go back and change it back to the original piece at the top and just draw it down from there, and then make the bottom come in a little bit more, just because I think that would look better. And then I'll make another mock-up from that. But the third one is the rounded one, and I really like that one, the way it is. So yeah, but if you're not confident enough to just draft your own patterns, it's pretty simple. I mean, just buy some clearance fabric that's a few dollars a yard and just experiment. Yeah, you literally just draw the line where you want the line. But if you're not sure, then take out the seam allowance and then draw it to where you want, then add the seam allowance back. But I usually just make a mock-up, and if it's slightly wrong, then I make another mock-up. Then, you end up with loads of jackets. I kind of like it. But yeah, I particularly love the one with the rounded corners. It's so beautiful. It's much more difficult to do one of my tweed jackets because of me wanting to bead them. If you're just doing a standard tweed jacket and you don't mind having your lining all silk rather than the front panels tweed, then the rounded front corners are good. But yeah, I don't have a lot of jackets with rounded front corners, so it's kind of novel for me. These are my two favorites, I think, probably. The rounded front one, I like both sides of that one, but definitely for this larger jacket on the right, I like this floral one. It's so beautiful. I don't think this lighting does it justice because it's got just the deepest blue and red and green on there on this inky navy blue background. It's just absolutely beautiful. And yeah, that 1940s one is adorable, especially since I put those 3 necklaces on there. It looks so vintage. It's great. Anyway, it is time to do the second half of that quiz. So I'll put a link down in the description box to the first half of the quiz where I did the girl questions, but now we're doing the boy questions. Okay, so if or whatever gender, if a girl's interest strays from baseball or jet propulsion, your specialties, can you make happy talk on at least 6 other subjects? Oh, I kind of want to hear about the jet propulsion now. Yeah, so does a guy have to talk about lots of different things? I don't know. I just think, I guess, I don't know. People are passionate about only a few things, so I'd rather hear them talk about those personally. 2, do you think most girls are capable of serious conversation? And are you usually interested in their opinions? Ooh, misogyny. Yeah, that's kind of like, if you hate women, being gay is absolutely fine, but hating women is not. So, I mean, your choice. 3, when you're with a group of people, do you take the initiative in throwing fuel on a dying conversation? God, if a conversation is dying, just let it die. Start a different topic. I don't think drawing things out is... If it's dying, let it die. I guess it's a question about whether you're socially awkward and you care whether you are. Because, yeah, a lot of guys just think, being sociable is women's work. I do not like those sort of people at all, any gender. Number 4, are the evenings you spend in your girlfriend's living room or just taking a walk As much fun as the dates you have when you go bowling or to the movies, yeah, I'd rather just hang out. I have been to a bowling hall once, but I don't think I've actually ever gone bowling. Jesus, sometimes I hear myself and I'm just like, woman, what planet are you from? I'm not an alien, I swear. 5. Do you frequently have the feeling that your date is so interested in what you were saying that she wouldn't even see some celebrity if he walked by? Oh, bless. I think a lot of men assume they're interesting, but yeah, I'm not sure they have the self-awareness to actually judge that one. 6. Do you have the knack of drawing other people out to talk about their own interests? Ugh, I can't stand it when people try and talk to me about things, especially when guys pretend that they've read a book because they've heard that you've read it. It's like, please don't pretend. Just, I've already read it. I've already thought about it. You know, you pretending. I hate feeling like a kindergarten teacher around grown men. Just please be yourself. Either I will like it or I won't. Or either any other people will like you or they won't. Wouldn't you just prefer to know? But yes, I'm definitely not interested in dating a toddler or an adult who behaves like a spoiled little toddler. 7, like a lie. Like, don't tell lies that are obviously lies. Or don't tell lies, full stop. And number 7, can you tell a joke? I actually think it's quite adorable when people can't, but that might be just me. Okay, next one is, I think we've got a health and beauty section here. Easy on the eyes. Number 1, is a daily tub and scrub a must for you? Is that about, do you shave every day? If they're teenagers, they might not have to. I don't shave my legs very often, so I can't really expect a guy to shave his face very often. I just don't care. 2, do you pay regular visits to the barber shop without being bribed by your family? Okay, if a guy just spends like an hour, like if I had to choose between a guy who spends an hour staring at himself and beautifying himself for an hour or two every day and a guy who reads for an hour or two every day, I'm going to pick the guy who reads. But that's just me. 3, hands up. Are your hands and fingernails so these are teenage boys. Right this minute clean enough to shake hands with your girl's mother. Okay. 4, do you know how to remove spots and replace creases in trousers? Do you do your own ironing? Yeah, I'm not going to iron clothes for anyone. I don't care who they are. 5, has your favourite sweater been cleaned or washed within the last month? Excuse me? Yeah, I'm not really a fan of doing someone else's washing either. I cared for both my parents had cancer, and I wasted 15 years of my life caring for people who were not very nice. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to be someone's unpaid housekeeper, like, ever. I think it's kind of rude to expect that from someone else. Just pay a housekeeper if you need to pay, like if you can't do it yourself. 6, does your plot for a date include a colour scheme? Oh, that's adorable. So do your tie, socks and shirt match? God, I'm much more casual than that. I like when people have a favourite top and favourite jeans, and I'm not very formal. 7, has your girl frequently besides, I just feel like straight guys don't really get fashion. 7, has your girl frequently told you that you look wonderful tonight? Or has she ever complimented you on a new sports jacket or particular tie? And was she being sarcastic? I don't know. I think people look happiest when they're wearing something they like. I don't think it really matters whatever it is. I think they just have to like it and feel comfortable, and then they look nice. Well, look happy, which makes them look nice. 8, do you honestly think the adjective clean cut could be generally applied to your appearance. I just don't care. Actually, I don't like the smell of aftershave and I'm just, high maintenance people are a bit much. I think high maintenance people should go out with other high maintenance people, and I'm clearly not one of them. Okay, next section. Ooh, there are 9 questions in this section. Method in your manners. Number 1, can you toss off a little, that means something different where I'm from, a little chivalry, helping a girl on or off with her coat, into cars, etc., without feeling like a sissy? Gosh. Well, don't touch women. Just, unless, just hands off is a great rule. But, I guess this is about alpha male type, super insecure guys. Yeah, I give them a wide berth. They are toxic. Number 2, when you don't know the etiquette for special occasions, oh my God, I love vintage etiquette books. I love them so much. Do you look up the rules instead of bumbling through? Oh, can we just avoid the event? 3, do you always thank your hostess after a party? Yeah, I think that's nice. I'm one of those people who stays and helps clean stuff up, or I leave early. Either or. Number 4, can you make introductions smoothly? Yeah, I don't like it when any adults of any gender can't behave like an adult. 5, do you always rise when adults enter the room? Well, that's a bit outdated, but I guess they mean, are you capable of a basic level of respect for everyone? So hopefully, yeah, bit of a deal breaker if you're not. 6, are you as nice to plain girls as prom queens? Actually, I find the opposite is true. A lot of adults, well, so-called adults, are really, really bitchy about models, and that's a red flag for me. I'm like, you can't see humans as humans? That's problematic as hell. 7, do you pick up a date promptly, and do you take her home at the time she requests? Ooh, that's a bit of a red flag question, isn't it? Ooh, yucky. Yuck. Definitely meet in a public place. Do not agree to go to a second location. Ugh. 8, do you and your gang know how to have a good time without becoming noisy in public? Yeah, not a fan of loud noise. Oh, in the other video where I did the first half of this, I joked that I would go down and shout at my doorman if he let someone up that I hadn't without asking first. And it was a joke. I never shout at anyone. I never yell. So, yeah, not a fan of loud noises. 9, because I grew up in a home where everyone yelled like all the time. But also, if you're an adult, why do you ever need to raise your voice? I get why kids, if they're distressed, need to yell. Totally understandable. But adults, you haven't learned to calmly articulate what is on your mind. Yeah, that's a red flag. 9, in a restaurant, can you give a waiter your order correctly? Are your table manners above reproach? Not a fan of restaurants. Can't I just cook it and eat it at home? I also like takeout, but yeah. Restaurants, I don't know, they're a bit too performative for me. I kind of lost the habit of going out to eat during the pandemic, and yeah. The pandemic was awesome. I was like, right, I'm not pretending to be so, social norms are just so constricting. I'd rather not. Anyway, the next section is about family and friends. Number 1, are you proud of your home and your family? I guess, I don't know, is this like a class thing? In that movie, Pretty in Pink, Andy doesn't want him to drop her off in front of her house because she lives in the poor part of town and he's a richie, like a rich person. So maybe that's what they mean. I think that's a kid's question. I don't really care what someone's house is like. But I suppose if you're one of those guys who's trying to attract a gold digger, then you should have a house that looks like it's up for sale, because, I mean, essentially it is. 2, when you promise to do something, can you be relied upon to do it? Yeah. If you're not trustworthy, I'm just gonna... That is like all the red flags. 3, when you're in a moonlight mood on a first date or the 15th, and your date is not, ooh, this is a skeezy question, can you take no without getting peeved? Wow, that's another red flag question. 4, can you apologize when you're in the wrong? Yeah, I just can't handle egos. Like, they just seem, insecure people seem like such a waste of time. I've had so much unwanted tension for so much of my life that I guess I come across as someone with a massive ego. I don't have one. I just don't like insecure people because it's just not interesting to me in any way, shape or form. I don't have any, like, I'm not attached to being right, I guess is what I'm saying. And I'd need to, I couldn't go out with someone who was less of an adult about things like that. I just, if you want to have children if you can, but don't go out with one. I just think that's so creepy. 5, do you have as much fun on a double date as you do when you're alone with your girl? Ugh, God. If you can't be in a relationship with one other person, then just don't have that relationship. The whole double date thing, perhaps I'm misunderstanding it, but it just seems like very performative. 6, do you ask girls a few days ahead for casual dates, at least 2 weeks ahead for a formal dance? Are you respectful of other people's planning? Yeah, you would hope so. 7, are you quick to congratulate your friends on their achievements? Yeah, that's a deal breaker for me. Are you capable of being happy for other people? It's just amazes me when other people are... I'm not at all competitive, so yeah, I just don't appreciate it at all in other people. 8, do you squelch impulses to kiss and tell? Well, that's a creepy one. I think the modern day equivalent would be, do you film a woman without her consent or knowledge? Yeah, don't, and go to jail if you do, for a very long time. 9, have you learned how to be a good Joe without going against your own convictions? Ooh, is that the same as the question above? I think some of these are a bit dodgy. 10, can the girl you like best go out with another boy without you feeling jealous or grouchy? This is a 2-part question. I don't get jealous, so yeah, I couldn't really have a relationship with someone who does the whole jealousy, throwing tantrums thing at all. But secondly, yeah, I would never go out with more than one person. I just, being interested in one person would be enough for me. But it just seems disrespectful. I read a lot of classic literature. I'm like from a different century. Okay, so we've got our last section now. You, who, what, and why. 1, I've got to speed up here. Are you in as good as physical condition as you'd like to be? I don't care what physical condition people are in, as long as they don't effing complain about it. Oh my God. Just be who you are. Just don't complain about it. 2, do you prefer playing some sport medium well to watching big league stars from the grandstand? I don't understand the relevance. 3, do you go out of your way to read books on subjects you know nothing about? Oh my God, yes. I want to redo my question about are you proud of your home? Just have a bookshelf with random ridiculous books on it, and then you won't have to worry about the rest of your house. I am always in love with if your house looks like a secondhand bookstore, I am moving in. No, joking. But yeah, I love a secondhand bookstore. Oh my God, I just love them so much. Like, a cooking book from the 1980s that's just about how to cook with a tin of pineapple rings. Oh my God, I just love them so much. Or a book literally called The Book on the Bookshelf. And oh my God, I love those books so much. Yes, so definitely be one of those people. It's so much fun when you finally meet someone who's also read a book. It's of no real value, but oh my God, they're so much fun to read. 4, do you qualify as an amateur expert on at least one subject? Yeah, well, obviously. I love it when people are just passionate about things. It doesn't really matter what it is, but as long as they have passion and and it's something not creepy, obviously, but I just love it. I just love it. 5, are you a fairly good dancer? Don't really care. 6, do you mind being the only one in a crowd to say no? What does that mean? Oh, like if you go to the movies as a group. Oh, I'm too old for that shit. 7, but yeah, I don't. I'm quite secure within myself, so if people do not share my opinion, I'm fine with that. Well, basic human rights and justice are the things I care about. Anything else, don't really care. 7, do you frequently come up with original ideas? I'm a writer, so I kind of have to. 8, but then, I have 100 jackets that are basically the same, just slight variations, so, whatevs. But yeah, I really hate it when people steal other people's ideas, obviously. And yeah. 8, do you ever sit down just to think? Yeah, I can't stand people those parasitic people who just, it's like they don't have a life of their own. They have to destroy someone else's, and that's where they find their own value. Ugh. I like people who just think and just are and care, definitely. 9, 2 more questions to go. Do you know how to budget your time and money so that you can accomplish most things you want to do? Yeah, I'm not a fan of people who feel the desperate need to live above their means. Rather, yeah, I like it when people just care about what matters, not care about appearances or pretenses. 10, would you work your way through college? As opposed to what? Oh, I guess this is a question about, are you a freeloader? Yeah, I think a lot of guys who want to be gold diggers, they don't seem to, I'm sure there are women like this too, and across the gender spectrum, they're just what value are you going to add? Why should anyone want to have a relationship with you? I don't think people ask themselves that question enough, because some people are kind of want to bully you into going out with them. And I'm just like, you bring nothing to the table. You're repulsive, but even if you weren't repulsive, I just don't see the value. So you definitely have to think about, ask yourself what your value is, and then market I get a lot of people and I'm just like, I am clearly not your target audience, buddy. This is, no. So I do think you need to know who you are and what you are looking for, and whether you're happy to settle. I'm not. I'm clearly quite, I am so amused by my own company, and why would I put up with someone who is less than? I just don't see the point of having a relationship for the sake of having a relationship. Well, like when I was young, I understand the social pressures. I understand the social expectations. But now that I'm like in my 40s, I'm like, nope. I just wasted so much of my life, having to put up with people I didn't choose to put up with, or like relocating to another part of the planet to avoid them. Yeah, I think everyone likes to believe they have the capacity to love and be loved, but I think it's also there's wisdom in accepting that sometimes it just doesn't happen and being okay with that. Anyway, my footage has gotten rather random, so I am going to leave it there. There is a section about what's your score, but as I said, in the description box below, you can click on the Internet Archive and have a look and score yours, like work out what your score is. But I think it's just nice to check in with yourself and be self-aware, basically. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it wasn't too tedious, and you should take the quiz. It's fun. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll make one of these jackets. They're pretty awesome. Happy sewing.